Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den Podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
Hello and welcome to another Orlando Lions Den podcast. Mike here hosting with you tonight or this morning or this afternoon, whenever the heck you're listening to us. Split the week, as the title said. W against Charlotte, L against Columbus. Got my boys Cleon and Eddie here with me. I'm going to go with Mr. Technical Difficulty himself without the camera on. Cleon, how we doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Orlando City's doing okay. I ain't doing too hot right now, but hopefully I get these kinks ironed out and get it moving. If y'all stop blackballing and colluding against me.
Oh, I was wondering what you're talking about. Talking about the fantasy league. Oh, okay.
Hey, I told you my door is always open. You just don't want to talk to me, so that's a you issue.
Mike and I will have a trade before the end of this podcast.
Yeah, we've been working on it. We'll announce it live. So
yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
I was gonna say outside of dealing with that, Eddie, how you doing, my man?
Good. Tired. During my job during hurricane season, people get hectic, forget things, try to change things, and sometimes it's a little too late. Storms coming, all these companies are on hold. So what you got is what you got. Hopefully nothing happens, but there's still a lot to do. So tired, but had it. Overall, I think Orlando City had a good week and more or less what I expected. So I will look forward to talking about that.
Yeah. And you gave me a good segue here into talking about sponsorships. So we're going to just go ahead and start with Eddie here, comparing insurance. If you end up needing any insurance questions, Eddie is the man, whether it be home, auto, life, except for maybe Florida home right now. It's a little bit too late with
I'm
just down.
Yeah, I'm all Florida, but I could always can't do anything because everybody's on hold right now because of this storm.
Yeah, but always want to make sure that you talk to Eddie, and when it comes to insurance needs, he's always going to shoot you straight. So definitely want to shout out Eddie there. QR code's on the screen. If not, we'll always put the information in the descriptions of the videos and the podcast as well. But yeah, insurance is important. Another thing that is important is if you're trying to buy a home, is reaching out to Chad McGibbon at Chad McGibbon on Twitter. QR code will direct you to there if you're trying to buy a home in the Central Florida area. Chad is a Central Florida local Orlando City fan. Also, if I remember correctly, not doing too hot in our League 2 right now. So, Chad, get your bread up with your fantasy football team. We need to see you do a little bit better. If you want to try and get promoted.
Yeah, he's down there with me, bro. He's 0-3. He's down there with me, bro.
Oh, man, both of you guys. 0-3.
You guys are going to be playing Wrexham next
year. Guys, seriously. We're going to have to put you down to the National League. Jeez, don't want to be seeing none of that. But if you're going to be looking to buy a home, this is another perfect segue into Epic Mortgage, loans by Leo, our friend Leo with Epic Mortgage, powered by you mortgage. Phone numbers on the screen, 407-844-7696. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home, rates have been going down, which that was a cool thing to find out. I hope it affects my student loans somehow, but I don't think it's going to. It's always good to see loans, the rates going down, Fed lowering rates. Hopefully that means more people can buy homes. And once you get done buying a home, how do you want to celebrate? You want to celebrate with a beer from Hourglass Brewing. No Mango, No Party. We were able to partner with them earlier this year. It was a good time. We had a blast doing it, and maybe we'll be able to do something else with them as the playoffs arrive, which, speaking of that, guys, we had the first time this week where we were given a notification that there was a scenario for us to make the playoffs out there already.
Right. But before I get into that, I want to say that our No Mango No Party versatile beer, my mother-in-law did some kind of baked chicken, marinated it in the beer. Yeah,
Ooh, I like
it was
that.
quite
I have to try
tasty.
it. I was
Mhm.
gonna say I'm gonna have to go over and get some of that cooking. That sounds good.
Yes, yes, yeah, it worked out very well. And if you Peruvian, Puerto Rican, or whatever, you make arroz con pollo, rice and chicken. Usually, you want to deglaze that after you fry the chicken a little bit. You want to deglaze it.
Mm,
It's always good to use a little beer. A little tip there. Both
mm,
Peruvians and Puerto Ricans make it that way often.
I like it.
A little beer, a
Mm.
little mango makes it, gives a little fruity taste.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, with that being said, guys, we had our first scenario pop up on Saturday on a way that we could go ahead and clinch qualification for the playoffs. If you saw the games this weekend, spoiler alert, you know that we did not successfully do that. But we started midweek game against Charlotte, Facundo Torres and Duncan McGuire on the score sheet. I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Eddie, because we talked a little bit on Den After Dark about this one. I don't feel like we were threatened once against Charlotte for a team that's struggling to make it into the playoffs and get over the line. Man, they came out very lackluster, and it felt like that was one of the easiest. I don't want to be a total a-hole to them, but it felt like it was one of the easiest wins we've had all year.
Right. And we hadn't beaten Charlotte since 2022, so it was great to beat them. I think the first half was a pretty boring, a little sloppy.
It was
Right,
definitely a game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like it was very uneventful. It was like early season Orlando City, which is kind of like threatening to go there, going down the left a lot, and just not really doing anything. And then eventually, we broke through, and it was easy. Yeah, really no threat. New England at least had a semi threat there for moments on Saturday or whatever. But Charlotte, yeah, I honestly think this might have been our easiest match of the year so far. It just seemed like we had them in control. There was no they had their big center forward. I forget his name. Jansen had him pocketed all match. You're big, and you're kind of a banger kind of center forward. Jansen handles those better. It's the little smaller guys who drop in deep, like Acucho, which we'll get to, of course, that gives him and Rodrigo trouble. But so we had him pocketed. Their midfield was just trying to fight ours, and we were just overloading on the left like we like to do, and then we're causing mayhem, and it ended up working. Where we took care of it. Another clean sheet at home, another win, two back to back right there, and probably more, but at least 2 clean sheets back to back at home in 1 week in just a few days, and I was happy. We got to beat those teams. We talked about the schedule being easier. It's partially that this week with the New England and Charlotte was partially 2 out of the 3 games this week were garbage teams, and Charlotte's the bottom of the playoffs, but teams that we should be beating, and we beat them well, convincingly. And I was talking about performances, and the second half I was happy about the performance. We looked like, okay, we are still good, and yeah.
So then with that, I'm going to go Cleon. In this game, goals from Facundo Torres, one off of an assist from Martin Ojeda, full volley, Facundo Torres through the goalkeeper.
The volley god.
Second was a beautiful through ball by Luis Muriel and a succulent chip by Duncan McGuire. How'd those goals make you feel, man?
Hey man, makes you feel like look what happens when you play your best players. You know what I mean?
And in the positions are supposed to be
positive. I'm gonna try to keep it positive and say this, but he wasted a lot of time. But that's what happens when you pay all that money for your big guy like Ojeda. Put the guy on the field and let him play. And ever since we've done that, it's been a turnaround.
I'll give a quick shout out to Matt Doyle of MLS.com. Obviously, been taking a big victory lap on the fact of what he's been saying, which is what our podcast has pretty much been saying since we signed Martin Ojeda, is play him at the 10. And it worked. It has worked.
We're just playing, period.
Right.
He's too Oscar said that playing.
Oscar said that in a different article, right? I forgot with who. I think Charles Bohm, or I don't know how to say his name. Bohemian.
Yeah.
He one of those. He had said, essentially Oscar said that even though maybe the performances weren't there, he just decided to play him, period. You just kind of let him play through it, let him get momentum. What a concept, right? To let the guy get minutes and get a flow, get rhythm, get continuity, build relationships on the pitch with other players. Remember how they would crowd each other all the time, and then we saw that Ojeda was like, Fagundo was like, I know when he drops here, I go here, and Ojeda's like, well, when Fagundo goes here, I go there. How do you get those things? Building relationships, repetition, through minutes together, through playing together. And once Oscar said, which I don't know why it wasn't obvious conclusions, like, who else do I have that could play this spot, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna just let him get through it because the upside is great, and the downside really isn't that much different than if I put someone else and put Nico at it or something like that, So at worst, he's gonna be as productive, and at best, he'll be much more productive, and and then that goal was an example of Fagundo feeling in that space. He's able to play the position he's best at, cutting in from the right, coming in for a smash volley, and then we got a goal. And then the second one was, look, Muriel. I joked at how like Muriel, he's been contributing 2 weeks in a row. So have I, back-to-back podcasts. And Muriel, that goal, that chip, bro, that chip's like I said I tweeted that Muriel brought the salsa, Duncan brought the chip. And that was great. Like, I don't know why I didn't get more attention. He brought a ball down from the sky and then brought it down calmly next to someone. One time to dink over the top. Duncan, what a run. Perfect. Tim Ream, bro, he got smoked.
Cooked.
Yeah, bro. He was, bro. He ran right off of him. And then Duncan, I mean, what a classy chip. At first I thought he just kind of like, hit it off the kind of the top part of your foot, where you get like you get it high, but because the chip wasn't like a really arched chip, right? I was like, did he just roof it, but like kind of like soft? But no, it was a chip. It was even better. It was just a really skilled goal. Both goals are just really skilled goals, and I like to see that. But that pass from Muriel was sick, and that volley from Fagundo. I mean, God, he's just crazy. But yeah, it was just it caught it so clean, man. And you know what? At this point, when the ball's volleyed like that to Fagundo, I just assume he's gonna make it, right? If because Ojeda put that, that was like a meatball just written there, and he just smashed it. It was just floating slow, and Fagundo was. If anybody in the world, I was like, Fagundo's not gonna miss it. Imagine Rivas got that; he would have sent it to the roof.
Oh God!
But I landed
would have landed next to the ref that's on OBT,
Hey,
right.
Going back to what you said about the quote from Oscar talking about, I just decided to just play him regardless of form and stuff like that. I don't know why that's so, like, for me, I don't understand why that's like it took so long to come to that conclusion, because he does it every year with Facu, bro.
Oh,
like, Facu never comes out the gates on fire,
right?
But he lets him play through it. Can you imagine if you're doing that with Facu?
Bro, is Angulo consistent all year?
And then Gulo, oh my God.
Bro, is he starting based on form?
No,
but I told you,
he's starting based on something.
When I went on the training, I told you Ojeda on training doesn't look like good. It just didn't look good that day. And I was like, this guy's never gonna play. But he started playing him. I was wrong. But I was saying, yeah, practice. Yeah. And I was like, this guy, I was like, unless. And at the end, I said, look, based on practice, this guy's going to play. And then what did Oscar say? I'm just decided just to finally just play him, make it happen. And I also talked about this earlier. You can't use just because it's a number 10, people get caught up. It's not FIFA or EA, whatever. Just because he's in the middle of the park doesn't mean he has to play the same way as another number 10, right? Because Mauricio played like almost like a metronomic number 10, ball retention. He dropped it almost in a kind of like a pivot sometimes in midfield, and he would press some right high. He was a very useful, well-rounded player, but he didn't contribute on the offensive side, right? So just because, we go with goals, obviously assists. And then what Oscar almost was asking for was someone to replicate that. And he said, we missed Mauricio, and all he did. But Ojeda's not Mauricio, so he's using Ojeda differently. Ojeda's not on the ball all the time. Ojeda's not metronomic. He's not going to drop in deep and play around. He can do it, and he does it more than people realize or give him credit for. But what Ojeda does best is putting in, running at the defense, dribbling at the defenders, overlapping on the left, putting in crosses. He's not just camped out in the central. So what they needed to do was adjust with the expectations of what the 10 role is with Ojeda and fit it to the person. Another novel concept, Cleon. Let's adapt to the personnel that we have. Right?
Yes.
That was literally all what happened is
I've been saying that since the beginning of time.
Right. Look at Ojeda's tape. Yeah, all his tape are crosses and stuff from the left. If you watch his tape in Argentina, he had 11 goals and 15 assists, bro. He's sending in beautiful, juicy balls, passes from the left all the time. And pause. Pause. Yeah. Yeah. For real. I was about to say that. I literally paused, but I didn't say pause. Right, Mike? You can see me. If you're watching on YouTube. I literally paused. And I say pause?
Don't say that, Cleon. That means something. That's no.
Oh yeah, that's different. No, oh boy, yeah, bro. Just you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Just let the man delivers. Let him deliver for where he delivers. You know what I mean?
He's trying to word it right now.
Right, I got nothing.
Eddie, just say it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno, baby. It's
not delivery. It's DiGiorno. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you deliver.
It's so hard to word it right.
Yeah, when you deliver, you toss those over to Facundo. He's gonna put them away. Yeah, that wasn't any better. That was not on purpose. All right, Cleon, what was your point again? Sorry.
Can you tell we're recording a little bit later? And
I'm delirious, man. Oh my god, 8 hours of sleep on 2 days and crazy work. I'm delirious.
I just hope that when people are listening to this, they're laughing as much as we're laughing. That's
right.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna need you to do a couple Hail Marys for that one. Eddie.
Coaches have to. The best coaches they adjust. They build their system and they adjust their system according to their best players or the players they have, period. You know what I mean? You can't be running, you can't be having a system with Michael Jordan in the middle and then Jordan's out.
Not run the triangle.
You're trying to have Scotty Hobson as Michael Jordan is not the same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta adjust, you gotta adjust your system for the players you have. So it was just mind-boggling to me. And I don't know why we waste the preseason so much. I feel like every year we do this. We did it when Facu came in. Every time we have these big a lot of times it can't be helped because sometimes they're going for paperwork or something crazy. But for the most part,
green cards.
Once they're all there together, you should be running that into the ground. It's the preseason. Get them out there, let them get used to each other, and stop wasting half of the season.
Right. And Muriel was brought in to be the number 9, right? So you should have already late. So that means that he was not brought in to be the number 10. So you should have sorted out the number 10 beforehand. They should have just run those guys out, run them out, make it work. Be like, let's try to get 3 good DPs at once, which we still don't have. But at least let's hit on 2 because, bro, last year we hit on 1, right? I mean, 1 to just Facu, second half Facu. Mm-hmm. But let's hit it on 2 out of 3. And then to Poppy's credit, when Muriel comes in, we go to a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 kind of thing, Yeah. And Muriel has got kind of floats. He goes left a lot, but he's not. But even the way Muriel comes in, he's almost kind of playing a 10 because that assist to Duncan, where was that?
Pato,
the center of the park, huh?
He plays exactly like Pato.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Pato, he's supposed to be the 9, but he's always dropped down like he's a 10.
Yeah, like false 9. Yeah, exactly
how Muriel is.
Yeah, right.
Pato's right. He was a little better for us. So far.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But Muriel, that assist was from the 10, but Muriel oftentimes kind of goes in that left channel and drives at people and tries to combine with the fullback where Ojeda camps out. So it's actually they don't play it that dissimilarly at this point, So so now we're adapting to that where we're like we wanted him to be like a true 10 and all that stuff and I don't know and then Duncan, you look, I mean, one thing I think is underrated about Duncan is the guy's an intelligent footballer. You see him, you see work rate, and you think work rate is like to compensate for football IQ, but it's not with Duncan. That run was brilliant. That finish, you don't finish that way if you just work
passing
rate.
Too, bro. His
passing. You know what he's gotten so good at? When they send him a chunky, that one-time dink, like the side of his foot, He's got that down. Even with the USA when he was with them, you send him something chunky and he just dinks it over one time. Fantastic. Smart runs, and when Muriel's there, they're working together better. He's making runs out wide. He's not just camping down the middle. That goal in the game before when Lodero passed it to him, where was he? On the right-hand side, right? Not just down the pipe. So Duncan's just a smart player. I love that kid.
And the run, I don't think it was on this goal. I think it was on the last one he had.
Yeah.
Where the run he made from playing
the Lodero goal,
the Lodero one.
Yeah.
That run came from our own 18 off of a corner.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Yes.
And that, two things that are underrated about Duncan, like everybody sees the goals, yes or whatever.
Right.
But it's like you said, it's his football intelligence,
right?
His passing and his speed is highly. His speed is because he looks so slow.
Right.
He's got a little bit of a goofy running motion.
He does,
exactly.
yeah.
If you watch him, you're looking.
He runs like a farm boy.
He looks like somebody that should be slow.
Right.
The way he runs everything, it just looks clunky, but he's fast, bro.
And every time he does his back handspring, I'm kind of sitting there. I'm like, man, one time I just feel like his body ain't gonna come around. Like it just looks like he shouldn't be able to do it.
No, like there's sometimes a bias towards like some athletes, like say like a black athlete, they'll like smoother and historically they're like, oh, they're not trying hard, but they're just really athletic and it looks easy. You know, or like in England, they're like, oh, Passion is just some red-faced English guy, and they think he's good because he tries hard. Because he's just really not athletic. Duncan, they're just like, oh, it's like John Davis, he's got passion, and he's just, he runs around that hard because he's getting smoked by everybody. Where dude doesn't look like he's trying hard, but he's in position and he doesn't, you know what I mean? Kyle Laren had that where he was faster than people thought, but he's from Jamaican. He's just chilling, bro. He's fast. So you didn't need you know what I mean? You didn't need it didn't look like hard to him because it wasn't in certain senses. With Duncan I think it's kind of reverse kind of thing. Remember, like what was that wide receiver from the Packers, Jordy Nelson? He was like everybody just thought because I was white, I had to be a slot receiver, but he'd burn people deep outside. Remember? I think Duncan, that people think is just Omaha, Nebraska, and this thing. He's unathletic, but he's very athletic. He's fast. Yeah. His passing is improving. He's strong. He's smart, and he's getting better in the air. I mean, he's not a super duper great. He's getting better at it, but his hold up play's gotten better too.
His hold up plays are really good.
Duncan's dropping that dunk on people. And just you sitting on them, dropping that booty, anchoring like a lineman in Nebraska, and he's having trouble getting the ball off of him. I feel like at the end of last year, people knew who he was when he was a lockdown starter, and they would kind of out physical him, mark him out of a game a little bit when they got physical. And now Duncan is getting smarter. He's getting better, more physical. He's making runs wider, stretching out the defense, and just not camping out in between those two center backs. I've just been watching him a lot, and I'm just really impressed. And he's a really athletic kid. The reason I don't worry about those backups anymore, Mike, is because he's white doesn't mean he can't backflip. I'm like, the bro lands it. He's athletic. He's athletic.
He gets it every time. He gets it every time.
And it's smooth. It doesn't look as pretty as Don Dwyer, but that's a pretty man, Well, and Nani was like a unicorn.
I don't know.
And Benji. Benji had the spring though, man.
Out of Nani or Benji, I don't know whose was the best.
No, Nani's looked easiest. Nani's looked easiest, but Benji had that Simone Biles hop. He got up in the air.
Nani's was
definitely the prettiest and the smoothest. Like that. Yeah. Like he did this with some flair. He had some style on it.
Right. We should rank backflips.
If it was Nani's back in his Manchester United days, those were pristine. Benji's, I think, was a little bit nicer during the Orlando City days because again, Benji had the pop. Before I move on to the second game, I just want to say that for me, when it comes to Duncan McGuire, it's all about it's his soccer IQ and it's his vision when it comes to finding runs.
Right.
That's the most underrated part of his game. He is because there obviously there's a lot of people like in the US soccer sphere that are like, they don't see it, but I'm like, from an MLS perspective, no, he reads the defense and he finds the pockets. It's just a matter of early in the season, we weren't finding we weren't playing good soccer. So he wasn't finding those runs, and now he's finding.
They
a
weren't
lot more
finding him on those
opportunities.
runs.
It's just the only difference is now he's not starting the games because of the fact that he took the time off for the Olympics, and then we started to figure things out with him gone. So now Ramiro's in there, so which is a good problem to have.
Playing well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ramiro too's overall game. They're both overall game. Ramiro's hold up playing, passing is great, and how he drops deep. It's very weird. We have two really good strikers, and I got a nickname for him now, not just Green Card Ramiro. I realized, Green Card GC and his Ramiro and his number 7. So we got CR7, so we got GCR7 now. Green Card Ramiro. I hope that I might get that on the jersey this year. GCR7. Yeah.
Go ahead and file.
I don't have
a now before
before they take it, like running on Duncan, and stuff like that.
Before they go ahead and start putting it on T-shirts.
Duncan. But I was gonna say this. Duncan does relentless runs. He does a lot of runs that don't get unnoticed. We're not still like a good through ball team. And then, bro, sometimes he makes a great run, then it's Angulo, and he's just like, that's a great run. Let me run back on defense and give it back to him so I could track back so Poppy can see me.
I said about Angulo, I said it all over the last game. That dude is literally the best player on the planet from anywhere up into the box.
Right. Box to box.
From outside the box all the way back, he's literally like the best player on the planet. He's a 99 overall, bro. But then that dude drops down to like a 42 as soon as he gets in the box. Like
at least twice a game, there's Ojeda's making like a run to like underlap him, right? And then he's just like put it in behind so he could do a pullback, pass it to the other guy. Duncan's trying to make a runner, hit it up for a cross, because you're inverted. You go back to your strong foot and it kind of hit that back post cross. Nothing. Yeah. Faku goes to the back post. Nothing. Or Dagger's just chilling because Faku comes in. Dagger is good at getting that whiff. Nothing. And then now we're getting countered on, and Cesar has to, well, not that you have to ask him, but he'll have to tactically foul someone or whatever, or Wilder because Ojeda, like we're trying to.
Then he gets shocked after he purposely fouls someone.
Right. Right.
Well,
every time he's like Tim Duncan. He's never committed a foul.
He'll take an intentional foul and then like blow his gasket that they called it.
Right. And you know what the funny thing is? When Angulo passes it and loses it, and Cesar, if he can't foul him or he's already on a yellow, guess who comes back and wins the ball? Angulo, like Cleon said.
99, bro. It's almost like those dogs. It's almost like those dogs with the invisible fence and they got the collar around their neck. Like that dude's just running free as a bird, bro. He's just living his best life, free as a bird.
He's like those kids
as soon as he gets to the box. And
he's like a kid He's like a kid who's running, and then he gets to the pool, and they say don't run around the pool. Then he does the speed walking, all crazy. It just doesn't quite come off, but he wins it back. And Oscar's like, that's why I always start him. He's got that. He wins the ball back. How about don't lose the ball? How about that? Don't. I prefer the guys who don't lose the ball in the final third. This guy, zone 14, this is like Area 51 to him. He just do not enter, All right, Mike, I'm done. You got a little surge of energy. You're good. Real quick. I still want to rank the backflips. I'm gonna hold that. I might do the shout out on that one. We'll see.
Okay, we'll shout out your backflip ranking. So you guys gave me multiple times to make a good segue, and then you guys just kept talking, but it's going to be one of them episodes. So again, hope you guys are enjoying as you're listening or watching along.
I'm just glad. When's the last time me and Cleon been on together?
The same thing. They haven't had me and Eddie on at the same time, bro. All you need right now is JJ and it's OG. And it's
OG. That's it. You're right. You guys are sitting here like I'm trying to keep it concise, keep it going. It's like it can't be contained right now. Like
no, yeah. I can't even see Cleon on the camera, but we're eye to eye right now. I can't even see him.
I believe it. So with that, let's talk about we talked about the fun game this week. Let's talk about the sad game this week. We Saturday up in Columbus fell 4-3 to the Crew. Went down 3-0 in this one. Cesar was suspended, and maybe that's where you were saying there, Cleon, and need him to make that dumb tactical foul on the break. Maybe that's one of the things that we were missing is the fact that he was suspended for this game and couldn't play. But our goals after going down 3-0, we ended up getting one off of a rebound from Ramiro. We ended up getting a penalty kick from Luis Muriel, which is a little bit out of character. I honestly, personally think Facundo Torres gave him that to try and help keep his confidence going, giving him an opportunity to get a ball in the back of the net. Because Facundo's been on fire. He can not take a penalty kick right now. It's better to try and get Muriel confident. And then we gave up a fourth goal, and then Muriel scored a little bit of a lucky one from the outside, skipped over the keeper's hands on a fortuitous bounce. But we fell 4-3. For me, guys, they're a good team. I'm not going to try and, spin this one way or the other. Like, oh, we should have beat them, blah, blah, blah. Columbus Crew are probably the best team in the league. And for my money, I know Eddie agrees with this. I think Cleon likely agrees with this too, because I've said this on the record. They are the best coach team in Major League Soccer.
100%.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, no, we were the better team. We should have won this. I will say, though, for me, I ask what causes this loss. I think that it's a tale of two things. One thing is not finishing your chances. We hit the post 3 times in this game. We were able to score on one of those rebounds, but if you don't capitalize on opportunities, they're going to come back to hurt you. And if you make mistakes, which at least 2 or 3 of the goals that we conceded were due to our own mental mistakes and small errors that we have not been seeing happen over the past couple games, that's what causes it to happen when you're playing against a good team, especially such a well-coached team like this. And they also rotated their lineup, and it's like it didn't even matter. So, Cleon, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this game against Columbus?
Man, they're just better than us, man. Point blank. They're just better than us. It's just a fact, man. That's probably the best team in the league, like you said already. They are very hard to beat. I don't think we should have lost like that, mind you. But losing to them, especially at home, is not a shock, not a surprise. It's the only disappointment is just letting it completely get away from you like that. You know what I mean? Especially since it was that first goal came off. It came off of something. What was it? It was like something happened with us.
Ojeda had a bad pass.
And then it was like an immediate, like they turned right back around and scored, right? I thought something went to like VAR or something. Something happened, right?
There was a I think someone was offside. Facundo. There was a dead ball, like free kick. Facundo got it, almost scored, and then Duncan hit it, and they were looking at a handball, but Facundo was rightfully called offside. That's what it was.
Yeah,
and then Ojeda tried a one-time pass, and then they snatched it, and Rossi scored outside the box, pretty far back.
I would say, like, the one thing, and I've said it a few times this season now, that I don't. It's not a coaching thing. This is more front office, where I feel like it's been neglected. And like how we had Mauricio all those years and we just never had a backup 10. Like I feel like that's what we're doing now with the dual sixes or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? And they're so integral and we need them so bad. So why we don't have like for likes to go behind them, I don't understand.
Well, we do. We got the whatever the other Viking, but
is he even one though? Because isn't he more like an
8-10? I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna be more like Wilder, like an 8-6 than just like a straight 6, like Cesar.
Yeah,
more.
I think so.
I mean, Cesar goes up a lot. Cesar goes up. They kind of both. They're both kind of the same now at this point.
They're both 6s to me.
Yeah, they're both 6s, but so they both go up at sometimes. But yeah, I mean,
they go up.
They're not really attackers. Yeah, they're definitely not.
They're not somebody gonna like put in the ball, like help his ball control.
They're not. Right. They're not gonna make a late run in the box for a header or something. Yeah, they're not like Frank Lampard gonna come in late at the box like an 8 like that. Yeah,
they're more like Higuita types.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But even Higuita is probably more ball controlled than them. But we just need, I think like this roster bill, like at some point they have to address that, especially since it's so integral to Oscar the way he plays. You know what I mean? And we're completely helpless when we're missing even one of them back there.
Even when he goes away from the double pivot, he just ends up just go back to what you do. Just do your double pivot.
It's just a mess. It's just a mess every time. So it's like I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't understand why we never had a backup 10. Like you see how important it is. So you should have someone behind them. You know what I mean? Felipe ain't it. As we all saw, as soon as he came in, everyone goes, why are they bringing in Felipe? Whoop, turnover, goal. Over.
Yeah, I think that was goal 3, or was that goal 4 in this game? I don't remember which one it was, but it was that miscommunication between Dagger and Felipe. That was just
I can't even call that miscommunication, bro. I was like, what are you doing passing the back to him right there?
Trying to be nice, but yeah.
Yeah, I hope no one plays on Dagger. Dagger had no chance in that. He was just I could break my leg and try to get it, and he tried, because that just off Felipe on that one. But yeah, I mean, we tried Kucheski, and I'm glad we draft well. There's obviously something with the kid there, but some bad passing, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna have your first MLS start against Columbus. That's tough. It's tough. Yeah. So he wasn't he was kind of like invisible to me in certain senses. I think
he played well for him. It's just he's not even the same style, which is what my problem is.
He's more of an 8. Yeah, he's more of an 8.
He's like Sasha Klesch. You know what I mean? Who I contend to this day was an 8. That dude was not a 10. He's an 8 that don't play defense. But
but remember we used to get he covered the most miles like Nico from him.
He walked them all. but yeah, man, so it's not even, I can't even put anything on him. I think he played for who he is and what he is. You know what I mean? Right. Just like Nico for the most part. That's not what he plays. I think he's doing a decent job of trying to hold it down. But when you're trying to win at the top level, you need those dudes that's what they do. Right. You know what I mean? You need when your system relies on 2 dogs back there, okay, you should have 2 dogs behind them. Mm-hmm. So when one of those out, you just stay at least one of them, or at least one dog behind them. But we literally have no sub for if one of those guys are out, let alone both. You should have at least one.
I called that before the season started. Remember?
Yeah.
They were like, well, we have these people. I said, we don't have, when they're on international duty or they're in inevitable yellow card suspensions, we cannot play this. Yes, we're not going to, which this is a case of that. We're not going to be able to play the way we normally play. We're not good unless we have the double pivot is rocking. We're not good under Oscar unless the double pivot is the anchor to everything. Yeah. And Felipe, remember I tweeted it. It's such a big drop from them to Felipe, and Felipe liked the tweet. I mean, I didn't mean anything by it. It's a fact, but that was awkward. But but he liked the tweet. Yeah, it's a true story. And I said Kucheski's more like an 8. We don't even know, and you can't expect that much from a rookie. He has a misplaced passes and stuff. Look, it's gonna happen. He's fine. I like him. He's there's a lot to like about the kid. I'm not gonna go after some kid on his first start against the freaking Crew. But the Crew is a bad matchup for us because they keep the ball so well. They do the field tilt. They lock you in. Yeah, exactly. Nagby's just unpressable. And then
any team that has Nagby on it, it doesn't matter where he moves to, kills us.
He's like if John Sally was good. Remember John Sally, Cleon? That might be too young, too old for Mike. But remember how many John Sally's got 8 rings, but he just wherever he was, he got rings. And that's Nagby. He's just unpressable, and they just lock you into your half. And then you can get to them, and we always score on them. You can get to them, but you got to make the most of your chances. You're not going to get a lot. And we hit the post, and all our goals. We got a chunky rebound. We got a really soft penalty. I would have, if that happened to us, I probably would have been mad. It was really soft. I get it when you fully extend your arms. Then it's always going to look bad. But man, Angulo sold the hell out of that. And then the Muriel. I mean, I don't know if he had a hop there that helps. Some people do that shot on purpose, like Martin Odegaard does that kind of shot where he has a hop right before it gets to when it hits that 4-yard box. He does it on purpose. So Muriel's got the technical ability to do that on purpose. But man, I haven't seen a bad hop like that since I was I played shortstop. In Fort Sam Houston Tigers, just hit me in the face, so yeah, it wasn't anything. It wasn't like our goals, we didn't cut them up, and we're like, oh, we're in this. It was kind of like, they were late. They were everything. It weren't like I didn't feel like we were really in the game ever. Right? Did you ever get that impression that we're in this game? It felt like
thought we were tied
no,
up.
no. You thought what?
I wasn't even thinking we were tied up. Once it got out of
Right.
hand, it was like, no, there was
Mm,
no feeling of
And,
even when
and
we started scoring a couple goals. I was just thinking, okay, let's stat pad a little bit, but
right.
help get that goal
Goal
difference
differential.
back.
Right.
But like as far as
And-
winning or even pulling out a draw, no.
Yeah,
No.
and Morio's got as many. He's gonna. What is that, 4 now? So he's up there. But was I gonna say the crew? Yeah, you said they rotated. They didn't put Cucho in the second half, and Cucho, what's it called? They killed us when he was in there, like he always does. But that team's just so well drilled. They got such good talent, and the system. Imagine when Nazi's in his third year, which is when I was told is when coaches can finally teach their system, right? Or whatever. So those people are playing with out of memory with their eyes closed, but the goals are all the first one. Ojeda sloppy turnover. He got cute with the one-time pass. He got it stolen. The next one, Dagger goes in for a challenge, a duel, and he loses it. Jansen's got to cover basically the right winger, and then that leaves Rodrigo on an island, and then Santos got to come in all the way from left back, and then each kind of snooze a little bit. But it was a big ask, and then Ramirez is right there point blank for a cross, basically. The next goal, Cucho, I don't know. That was horrible on Rodrigo. I mean, the guy had a ton of space. They did a good job, and then what they do is they kind of have someone. Their front three is very fluid. They kind of have someone in the channel, so Santos is kind of occupied by that person, and then the right winger or whatever. Sorry, Jansen had to cover left winger earlier. The right winger had a ton of space, and then Cucho doesn't do anything. He just runs, and Rodrigo's like, he just throws a hand out there, and he just runs by him. It's terrible. It's like the laziest defending I've seen. Rodrigo's generally been pretty good lately. And then the last goal, I think Rodrigo screwed that one up too, right? Or he did something wrong. I feel like that. Oh, yeah, I think he stepped out and got, he likes to step out and got smoked. I don't know. But all of them were just dumb errors. I know people say all goals are an error. No, sometimes they just play better and you get caught up. Like somebody throws a pass and it's in traffic and he just comes down with it, right? You did what you could. But all these goals were like just brain farts and just errors. So that's frustrating because the Columbus is so good. And if you look at the XG, the XG we were higher because we had a penalty. But even if you take it away, we were close to them, and they just put away their chances. They got 4 goals at 2.13 XG for the MLS. They just, two good finishes. Jackson's finish and Rossi's finish were really good. Cucho's and Christian Ramirez were super easy. So those were high XG. So imagine how good the Jackson and Rossi finishes were, So we had maybe better chances in a certain spell of the match if we just put them away, and we didn't. So I had us losing to the Crew too, and it's no shame in losing to them. But at some point, Poppy's got it was Kyle Butler, I think, put it with Oscar's record against winning teams. This year, I don't think we have any wins against any of the better teams in the top half. And generally speaking, he's never been too good against the top teams. And some point we're going to have to beat one of these top teams because, like Cleon said, we started the year we started off a little slow, wasting the year kind of doing obvious things like playing your best players in their best positions. And here we are where we're going to have to go through one of these Ohio teams and Miami to make a dent in anything. Or New York ain't easy either, FC at least. So that's the only thing. I would have been great to beat a top team as we keep beating these bums.
I agree. And I think that's realistically, that's where we'll kind of leave that conversation because that's what it needs to be, is we need to start beating the better teams. And this is one of those good opportunities to try and do that before the playoffs. We only got a couple games left during the regular season. And realistically, we only got 1 game left against a playoff caliber team. Other teams that we're going to be playing are teams that are going to be fighting for those final spots that realistically we should be beating as well. So with that, stock up, stock down. This time I'm going to start us off. I'm going to go ahead and give a stock up I'm gonna give a stock down. Sorry, I'm gonna start stock down. I'm gonna give it to Cesar Araujo, just because of the fact that Cleon said it earlier. Man, you know it's a foul. You know that you committed a foul. You're looking like you just don't know what just happened or like what came over you. You know what you did. And obviously getting a yellow card, getting a suspension, that's not what you want to be. Don't get another suspension before the playoffs, please. Because we don't need that. And stock up, man, we have been highly critical of this season. I'm going to give it to Luis Muriel. 2 goals and an assist this week in a roll off the bench where he's playing less as a forward, more as a deeper line forward, more like a 10, 9.5. Yeah. I like you taking on the new role and finding that success off the bench. Hopefully that article by Charles Boehm, Eddie said it earlier, Poppy didn't hold back. He kind of said, yeah, no, dude's been sucking. Obviously he didn't say it like that, but that's my way of paraphrasing it. But that's basically what it sounded like. So maybe he kind of took that criticism from Oscar to heart, and now we're starting to see a little bit better version of himself. So you love to see that. Hopefully that continues. Luis Muriel, keep rising on that stock up list. This is what you're getting paid for. This is what we want to see. Eddie, go ahead. Stock up, stock down.
Yeah. Stock down. I thought Rodrigo had a bit of a stinker against the Crew, so I'm going to pick on him for that one. Am I wrong about that? Didn't I feel like he was responsible for 2 goals? I don't know.
I don't know about 2, but he didn't have his best game. That's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, at least that Cucho goal was like, bro, what was that? So yeah, I'm nitpicking. Yeah, he's been good. He's been fine. So, Rodrigo's, more mature. He's a father now. He's been fine. But the stock down, I'm just gonna nitpick and pick him, I guess. I don't, I think Angulo maybe has been just really wasteful. It's annoying sometimes. Mm-hmm. And stock up, Muriel's a good shout. I'm gonna just, Fagundo, Volley King. So he had a good week, and a little bonus to giving it that goal to Muriel, since you picked Muriel, because he could have taken that, he could have gotten consecutive goal kind of thing going there where he's been scoring a lot lately. So give him that, and what else?
I just want to agree with you on that, because that's what I said earlier. Is I feel like Facu had to look at him and said, "You need this PK more than I do," and right. I hope that helps, because that means something. I mean, we obviously all think that Facu's a leader on this team. Muriel, obviously being a veteran from Europe, he should be a leader on this team as well. So I kind of hope that that's something that confidence helps.
Right. And another shout out to Duncan for just overall good week. I mean, against New England, and of course when we talked about that, but the Charlotte too. I mean, just good. And I talked about it. We talked about last week about who should be starting. So Duncan's showed last year he's productive off the bench, and he doesn't need a lot of chances to score. And it's this week against Charlotte, I know he wasn't off the bench, but just I thought it was a good performance. I just like the kid a lot, so just want to bring that up.
Yeah, good. Cleon, what about you? Stock up, stock down?
Stock up. I had to go with Duncan's agent for finally getting a deal done. Not being a moron.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could. There was nowhere to go but up. So there you go. Good job. Stock down. I also want to shout out Ojeda too. Stock up. I ain't been on for a minute, so he's been well. I'm glad he's getting his comeuppance finally. You know what I mean? Stock down. I think this is my second time this year. I might have to go with the fans in attendance, including myself. We need to be turning out more, man, and that's myself included.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
I can see you from where I sit, and I look, and I'm like, not there. Not there. I'm disappointed a little bit, but I look all the time. I said sometimes I walk around at halftime and go, let me go say hi to Cleon. He ain't even.
Hey, mind you, stock up. My daughters showed up to 2 this year, bro, and we won them both.
Okay.
Hey, and one.
There you go.
No. She showed up to 3. Now think about it, won all 3, and one of them, I'm pretty sure they went to go try to spy on some boy or something that she probably overheard was going to the game, but she went to a game by herself. Well, with her and her friend, without me.
Really?
That's definitely impressive.
I was gonna say because it was one time earlier this year that I went with you, and then she asked for the ticket like last minute or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You gotta let.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Cleon, let me know. I got an extra one. You just take mine and just sit wherever. They don't check.
Yeah.
But I always have an extra for at least for the remaining year. So at least one Ferber is showing up. Good Lord, But yeah, and stock up to Jake. He hadn't seen a regular season win. Jake Turnett. He came from England. Newcastle upon Tyne, I think is what it's called. And he hadn't seen a regular season win. How
many times has he been here?
He did see the. He comes all the time, but he's gonna come back again before the year ends. No. He's been. Yeah, he saw the Open Cup. Nashville play. Was it shootout? And then he saw the Open Cup final. But regular season,
you got a record like us in Atlanta, bro.
Right? Yeah, for real. Regular season, he saw 2 this week. So shout out to Jake and good luck, Charm. 2 clean sheets, and that guy knows more of the chance than I do. I felt embarrassed. He's like, there's another chance, and he's got them all. He's got the loudest clap on the planet. He was. If you heard noise from 136, that was Jake Turnett. Shout out to Jake. Stock up, Jake.
Stock up for Jake, traveling from overseas for some Orlando City games. We love to see it. All right, guys. Well, that brings we got a game this weekend. Obviously, episode's coming out a little bit later this week. We've been dealing with hurricane prep, work, all this kind of stuff, but we still wanted to get the episode out for you guys. So always hope that you guys appreciate it. But we got Dallas at the weekend. It's an 8:30 kickoff because they're playing in a different time zone. So just be ready for that. Den After Dark, of course, on away games comes immediately after the final whistle because we don't got to wait for you guys to get out of the stadium. Dallas beat LAFC 3-1 over the weekend. They don't have anything going on midweek. Definitely a good performance from them. They've also had some good competition that they've been playing against recently. They played lost to RSL, tied Vancouver, lost to Colorado, all teams that are very much in the playoff race. Dallas themselves, 5 points currently out of the playoffs in the West. So they need wins. So this is going to be a tough game for us. Cleon, I'm going to go to you first. What are you thinking as far as a result against Dallas away from home?
I don't think we lose. I think I don't know if we win either, though. Maybe a draw. I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. Because Dallas is about as even as a team as it gets, bro. Like they're good, not great. Even the goal differential is like 50-50 at this point.
Yeah,
they're on a zero. It's completely even. They're just like dead butt average as you can be. And we're on the road. So I'm gonna keep it right there and keep them butt average and call it a draw.
I'm using that from now on. Butt average. I don't think I've heard that. Butt average. Right. Just 50-50. Goal differentials just right down crack, right? Just 50-50.
Right down the crack, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, with just like you only got one crack. We're only gonna get one goal. It's gonna be 1-1 draw from me. That's gonna it just feels like very Oscar to go back to Oscar Pareja Derby.
You know what? You're right.
Frisco and just get one goal, right? It just feels right. Just one goal. Yeah, just one. And you know what? On the road,
if we do win, it's gonna be a 1-0 Poppy special.
Right. That just feels right. And we haven't on the road. We've lost 2 in a row. It looks like, from what I can tell, we haven't been that good on the road as of late. I mean, so we got spanked the last. Well, it was. Score was flattering to the performance, I think, against the Crew. They were clearly better than us, and then we got smacked by SKC. So it's a good trip out there, and so still humid Frisco weather. And so I don't. A win is a lot to ask. So I'm going to give it a draw. I would like a win because it's just going to get harder from here. At least the next 2 games after that. But 1-1 just feels right.
And with that, I'm looking at this. We have scored 11 goals in the last 4 games. They've conceded a good amount of goals in their last 5 games. Let's just keep scoring. I'm going to go ahead a 3-1 win because we need it. And because I got to be contrarian to you guys being, being like, it's a draw. No, we need points. Let's get a win.
Yeah.
We only got so many games left. This team's outside of the playoffs right now. That's basically been our motive. Our MO this season is let's beat teams that are outside of the playoffs. They're outside of the playoffs. We got to beat them. I don't care if it's home away. Don't matter.
West is a little different though, bro. It's not they're outside, but they got less losses than us.
Yeah,
they only got like 7 losses all year. That West is looking like the East did last year.
It is, but home away don't matter. 3 points.
Oh, my bad. I'm just doing dyslexic, bro. They don't have 7. They got 13 losses. No,
they got 7 draws. Crazy.
7 draws. Yeah. I'm sitting there looking at this wrong.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's I'm with you. I'm with you now, Mike.
To be fair, it's
got 3. He's changed.
It's the way FootMob has it listed out if you're looking at FootMob, because that's how I am, and I'm looking at it. It's got it win, draw, loss, not win, loss, draw.
Yeah, I was looking at it on MLS, and MLS they have it MLS if you go to like the Google, that's how it is. Too.
Yeah, Cleon got 3 scores, so you're selling on the Poppy special. He went 2.
I'm jumping on the Poppy special bandwagon now. 1-0.
We needed
1-1, 3-1.
Look, Mike's right. And I mean, they beat LAFC at home, which is impressive, but it's 3-1. I mean, they can be scored upon, and we do beat the bottom teams. That's kind of our thing. But I'm gonna stick it to my 1-1 because it just feels like an Oscar thing to do in Dallas.
It does. You're not wrong about that. It does feel like an Oscar thing. But we need the points, so I'm gonna pick the
absolutely.
Points.
We absolutely need
it. Gotta get it done.
Next is Philly and Cincy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the schedule. So looking at it, we got Dallas this week. Midweek next week we have Philadelphia. Weekend at Cincinnati, and then we end the season after an international break, October 19th at home against Atlanta. So Philadelphia and Atlanta and Dallas fighting for playoff spots. Cincinnati's already clinched, but again, that's a test and a tough team. They're fighting for seeding. They want to finish with that number 2 seed. They need to win games too. So all 4 of these games are going to be tough down the stretch. You need as many points as you can get. You got to win the games at home, and you got to beat the teams below you on the table. That's the one I'm going to leave it at. We need 9 points out of these next 4 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, Red Bulls are playing NYCFC, so that's good. Somebody's going to take a L. Or at least
take points off each other.
Draw. So, yeah, we can get a win here. We'll be in good shape because we'll gain ground on somebody.
That's what we need. That is what we need. All right, guys, wrapping it up here. Bring it up to some shout-outs. Eddie, I know you were talking about doing your backflip rankings for your shout-outs, but did you have any other shout-outs outside of the backflip rankings?
Is there a need for any besides a backflip ranking?
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's pretty elite right there, Mike.
Right. That's what I'm gonna leave it with that. I could probably think of one, but I'm gonna leave it. What's it called? Okay, so backflip ranking. It depends what we're rating it on. Okay, right? Elegance.
All right. First off,
athleticism.
Who's in the competition at this point?
Okay,
we know it's
Dom Dwyer. Nani.
Yeah.
Right. Benji Michelle.
Yeah.
And Duncan McGuire.
Okay.
Did anyone else do flips? Because those are
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone else does it. So I'm gonna start first. Dom Dwyer, and by first, that's 4th. He's last. Okay. All right. So we got that handsome man. The backflip's good, but I feel like he kind of tried to land it like a superhero. That superhero pose didn't always quite stick it. You know what I mean? And then, sheesh. I know I was talking about how athletic Duncan is, but his
but now you got him up there.
It feels a little slow.
You got him
right. He's yeah, maybe I'm great on curve. He's athletic for the Nebraska guy. I don't know. He's athletic though. He's more athletic than you credit him for, but it feels slow, right? It feels like it's no spring, like it doesn't got a lot of spring to it. But I'm impressed by it, And between Benji and Nani, you know what? Nani's number 2 because he doesn't have the spring like he used to. And man, that guy killed Arsenal when he was in Manchester United. There's a funny thing. You could probably Google it.
You're still being petty?
Yeah, I'm still being petty, man. Bro played keepy up piece for like 20 yards against Arsenal once. It was like 5-1, and he just dribbled by himself like 20 yards. That was so. But there's like a funny thing on you could look where they show someone like on a trampoline going back, or like on gymnastics mat just bouncing, boing, 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 boing. They're like Nadia Man U. That's just classic. And so I don't think he had the spring like he used to, but still, Camacho, man, he's one of my favorites. But Benji, something about that backflip in the Open Cup, the Orlando, this is my town, that backflip, and he, when he was on the back, it was just so elegant, right? It was just so elegant the way he had it in the air. He just kind of stretched it. He kind of stretched it
in that.
What?
I refuse to look at homie in that New Jersey over there, bro.
Oh, I forgot he's even. I haven't even looked at him in it either.
He's back in MLS.
Who is he with? Who is he with?
Salt Lake.
Who is he with? Salt Lake. Oh, man, that's where Justin Merrill. Yeah, that's where Justin Merrill.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Salt Lake. Dang, he's looking around at Salt Lake.
Poor guy.
Yeah. He's I don't know how much eating local he's doing there. Yeah. So, but yeah, it just look elegant. Like when you pause it, it's just like if you pause it halfway through, those pictures like a swan dive. Jeff Hardy is looking sharp, and then he lands it. Then he puts on your wrestling belt, Cleon.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
he just Benji number 1, clear. That's it. I don't even know why I even decided it. Just number 1.
Yeah,
Benji.
I agree with that one. I'll probably go Dom. I'll probably go Dom over Duncan on this one. Because he does hit the superhero lane.
He does, yeah, man, handsome devil. But
just number 1, I'd have to go.
I'm just impressed. Duncan just looks like thick. You know what I mean? I'm just impressed he could pull it off. Because Duncan runs, he runs goofy. He runs like a tractor, like he's hauling something. He runs like he's hauling something, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have high knees. He's not going to hurdle. He looks like he's running the tractor. He's really the tractor to the cornfield. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. If that's what you do, obviously.
Yeah.
Save that for our farming podcast.
Oh, geez. Oh, man.
All right, Mike, you got
I was going to say, Cleon, did you have any shout outs first before I go? And if not, Eddie, I sent you another trade request if you want to go ahead and accept that.
let me take a look at live on there. Let me see. I was working on one, but
I'll shout out Eddie. I'll shout out Eddie to make sure he tells me what the trade is, so I have the chance to up it. Actually, I don't even know what I got to even up that. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I got a stable. Speaking of farms, I got a stable of running backs. Yeah, I got a stable of running backs, bro.
You got the Budweiser Clydesdales of running backs.
Bro, like, I ain't trying to take your time.
Bro, I got like 5 running backs. I did every league I did that, man.
You at least let me get 2 up or something, bro.
Yeah, this might work. I might do this one, Mike. This one's good work.
You let me know.
I think should we say it on the air?
I mean, if you're gonna click accept, then yeah, we could let the commission know on air.
But I got a negative 11.3 difference on this one. But
what is it?
Next week 2.2. It is. I don't even know the guy's name. What's his first name? Samaje
P. Ryan.
Yeah, P. Ryan. P. Ryan. Yeah. That guy looks like a Smurf, Papa Smurf. The beard. You got DJ Moore. Yes. Perrine or P. Ryan. And then I would give up Christian Watson and Josh Jacobs. But so my receivers, Cleon,
yeah,
I got Calvin DJ
Moore it's mostly DJ Moore for Josh Jacobs, but the other guys are just kind of sweeteners. to make it a 2v2, 2-for-2 trade.
I would have wanted Jacob. God, why y'all always blackballing me, bro? Like, hey, what's wrong with y'all?
I got Barkley, obviously. You got Jordan Mason, who's
yeah, your running back room is stupid, man.
Yeah, CMC is going to Germany, so he's gonna, Germany. You just get different parts, and just pick your cadaver and be like, let me get that Achilles.
My buddy sent me. My buddy sent me the clip from Talladega Nights today, and it was just the part where he says he's paralyzed, and it was just CMC in the wheelchair being like, "Guys, I'm paralyzed." And they're like, "You're not," and it was Ayuk and Kittle telling him, "You're not paralyzed. You're fine. No. You can walk."
Wow, that's it hurts my heart. That's the thank God for the Astros. They always take care of me because the 49ers, man. The 10-point lead. We talk about triggering a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, losing it again. Oh my God. I was bro. There's a guy from church, Steve, 49ers fan. We were just there. We had therapy yesterday. We're like, the Rams, really? For 10-point lead? But anyways, yeah. So I still got Kenneth Walker. Hopefully he'll be okay. Edwards-Helaire, and I have JP Mason, Barkley, and Hubbard. Hubba is stepping up. So, and then receivers, Olave a little inconsistent. Jawan Jennings for now while Debo's out. And then Calvin Ridley a little inconsistent. So, you know what? Cleon, unless speak now or forever hold your peace, I'm going to take the deal. You got 30 seconds to send me a better offer.
Here's the thing. I could definitely do better than P. Ryan because P. Ryan is completely useless.
I don't care
like
about
more
P.
useless than my running backs.
Right.
But DJ Moore, he's decent. I would say DJ Moore for Jacobs. Since you have so many running backs, I would say that's fair.
Right. Yeah, but because Jacobs isn't getting it. Jacobs isn't a lock for my 11, so to speak. But DJ Moore is. No. Is what that's all. I feel like I'm improving. My depth is worse, but my starting lineup is better with this trade. That's what
and my backup, my number 2, my RB2 currently is Amir White. And if you've been paying attention to the Raiders, he's not doing much. So Josh Jacobs helps me out significantly, but I lose my wide receiver too in DJ Moore. So that hurts. But I'm hoping that the Josh Jacobs
so like me better. I absolutely need a running back. Because these dudes is they tripping. Hey, they better than P. Ryan.
Right, yeah. Look,
the best I could do is I could do Swift, which he's been trash, but that's way better than P. Ryan.
Oh, and I didn't think you were actually offering something.
The problem is the wide receiver, which is where you're trying to upgrade. I have Higgins, I have Allen. Yeah,
Keenan Allen. I think DJ Moore is a better option than Keenan Allen.
No one is going to have a running back that's really going to start or going to give me that. So I'm just trying to improve my receiver room, which is what I feel like I did, which is why I already accepted it before we started talking about it.
DJ Moore's pretty. That's pretty solid. Like
it's not like I don't love him.
You honestly probably would.
And of course, Graham's the first person to comment on it.
What did he say?
He just said solid trade, but Mike Wynn, in my opinion.
Yeah, which is fine. Yeah, you got.
I mean, I think that's it's.
Where did he comment in the league?
In the league, he commented in the league board.
Like DJ Moore, like honestly, you probably could have just left out the rest of it. Like you could have just did.
Before we started the show,
DJ Moore
for Jacobs. Yeah, before the show started, I was gonna just send you. I said, why don't we just do? But I didn't last week when I was like. Whatever, I did a pickup on the air and Mike called me out. I said, let me not do it on the air. And then Mike does it. The hypocrite over here. Just kidding. But
we're having fun here.
I know, I'm teasing. But I was just going to say, why don't we just do Jacobs for more straight up,
Yeah.
So would you have done that?
Yeah, that was
I probably would have done that.
You honestly probably
let's just
because P. Ryan, you just end up dropping. That dude's useless.
It's true. Yeah. P. Ryan, I'll probably just keep it up for now.
Doing it straight up, but it's not going to.
Mike, just for fun, trade me Watson back and for P. Ryan, just for fun. Want to do that? It just ends up being 1-for-1.
But even that is like
unless you want Watson.
Watson ain't gonna play.
I mean, I kind of did want Watson just because if I do have to play him. I also have Jordan Love, so I might be able to stack Jordan Love.
Yeah,
and
that's
Watson
fine. Let's just
together.
keep it.
But
I'm still fine with it.
realistically, I'm not going to be playing him that much.
That's
So,
one of
Right.
like I ain't gonna lie. That's the type of trade I would have made if I was in your position. Because that's
You're talking to me?
I think
you
both
lose
of our
on paper, you lose the trade.
You're
But
talking to me,
I-
Cleon?
you're so stacked at running back, it doesn't
Right.
matter.
I'm not
Like,
trying to
when-
build.
when
real-
you're
Yes,
useless.
I lost. He gave me a useless player and a good player. I gave him 2 useful players essentially, but I just need another. I need a starting caliber receiver. I don't. You know what I mean?
I don't think realistically either of us did anything to our depth, but both of us improved our starting lineups,
Right.
and I think that's what benefits.
That's what
this.
you got to do. Improve the start.
That's what I
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that,
And
my
like,
final
I-
shout
like-
out, because we took a 10-minute detour. Just kidding. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Cleon.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cleo. What were you going to say? Oh no. Okay, go ahead,
Go
Mike.
ahead.
No, I was going to say my final shout out was just going to be to Backyard Baseball 97, baby.
Oh,
know
that's
if you
right.
saw-
Yeah.
They announced
coming
that
back.
October 10th they're making a Backyard Baseball 97 is going to come out, which essentially is a rip from the original Backyard Baseball.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
only going to be available on Steam, so you're only going to be able to play it on computer. Apparently, the reason for that is because the way that they ripped like the 32-bit code for it, it's only playable on computer and not on console. But it's literally only going to cost $10, which for me, for that little bit of a nostalgia hit for me to play it for a couple days, I don't care. Pablo Sanchez
Right.
going yard. That's all that matters.
There you go. Pablo Sanchez, the GOAT. That's it. That was my guy. Yeah.
Do you know that he actually spoke English the whole time?
No.
I
liked him because he did it. You know, I was like, that's my guy.
I'll have to find the video. I'll send it to you after we're done recording. But there's a clip of basically like, you know, if you hover over him for like long enough, every once in a while he'd like say a little thing, but he was always speaking in Spanish. And like the bio for him just says that, I mean, he doesn't speak English, but he's really good. And then like after you like stay on him for like 3 minutes or something like that, he'll be like, I guess everyone just thinks I only speak Spanish, but I do know English, but like everyone likes me, so just kind of go with it.
Oh, nice. That's what I got branded as, the guy who doesn't speak English. Hey, imagine the conversations he's in when they think they don't think he knows what they're saying. You know, I would have been funnier and more realistic if it wasn't kids. If the only thing he knew in English were like bad words, like Canelo Alvarez. If you want to laugh, search Canelo Alvarez speaking English, bro.
It's funny. It is funny.
Bro, this guy, the amount of bad words, it's insane. But yes,
As
but
we're
you know what's
wrapping,
funny is that DJ Moore, I don't even know if he starts for me this week because at least Olave is projected at 13.9.
No, this week he probably won't.
Jennings
But, like,
but when
Jennings
Debo comes back,
once Jennings starts going down.
Once Debo and Kittle are back, Jennings is going to fall off.
Exactly, which is why I did it, because after that I have to rely on. After that, I have to rely on Calvin Ridley hit or miss. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, if I could have upstaged Mike's trade, I would have did it. But I'm an honest. Regardless of y'all, the mischaracterizations of myself y'all try to do, I'm a fair person. And what you need was a wide receiver, and I could not top DJ Moore as a wide receiver. 100% could top
the one in our league. Right, the one in our league that is not fair is not you, Cleon. It is Mr. Graham.
Oh, he's the worst.
You know, Graham's out there, you know, and every now and then he keeps going, and then until he finds a sucker. And
Graham's gonna sue you guys for defamation. I want you guys to
know. Graham has.
He's gonna send the roto wire screenshots of his fantasy screen saying it was a fair trade, that he lost the trade.
Graham is that dude. Graham is like that broke guy that goes to the club and hits on every solid 10 he sees, knowing he has no shot. But he does it anyway until on try 100 of 100 he finally gets a yes, and it's that one sucker. That one girl that doesn't know she's hot.
Right, and who's drank too much and that has daddy issues.
She's drank too much. She has self-confidence issues,
right,
and body dysmorphia. And
guys, we're stopping there.
That's who Graham is, bro.
See, for Cleon, Mike, this is different. Cleon, me and Cleon, you know, Cleon's doing double dad duty over there. and we got kids, and we're you know what I mean. Maybe Cleon might have even worked this month. We just did this is a reprieve a little bit, right, Cleon? So we're maxing it out. Yeah,
this is my work week of the month, bro. You know that. This is the end of the month. This is work week.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's true. Right. He did say while we were having a conversation in the group chat today, he's like, after I get done with my little bit of work, and I said, yeah, a little bit of work.
Yeah,
called him out.
Y'all know I do all my work at the end of the month. So
right.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, shout out to Cleon. You're a great commissioner, brother. I appreciate you. I'm going to give you your flowers right now. Give you your flowers.
Some flowers?
Let you have it. Give you some nice, not call you Cleon Garber or anything like that. But, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Lions Den. Thank you guys for checking it out. Again, after the final whistle against the game against Dallas, we'll go ahead and have Den After Dark started up live on our Twitter account. So hang out there, check it out. As always, let's get this dub. Vamos, Orlando.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.